And just so everybody knows, we've started a new program, I guess 3 or 4 months ago, recognizing our retirees. Mr. Carr is retiring from juvenile court. Originally was hired as an investigator in 1994. Reclassified as an intake officer in 96, then a senior intake officer in 2006. Did some work at the district attorney's office as an investigator in 08, and then transferred back to juvenile as an intake administrator and director of programs in 09. And official retirement date, 1/31/25. So if you will, join me in giving him a round of applause for this. Next on the agenda is during our winter weather events that we had a lot of members of the community step forward. I'm not sure who's here, but if I do call your name, if you would please step up. But tonight I want to take a moment to recognize the incredible spirit of service and community that Walton County makes Walton County such a special place. When challenges arise, our citizens don't hesitate to step up, lend a hand, and support their neighbors. This past January, when a severe winter storm swept through our area, we saw that spirit in action once again. The storm created dangerous conditions, stranded motorists, impassable roads, and critical workers unable to reach their jobs. But instead of waiting to help, members of the community took it upon themselves to assist. They rescued stranded motorists, pulled vehicles out of ditches, helped clear roads, and even transported hospital employees so that they could continue caring for others. Their willingness to step up in a time of need made a critical difference, and we are here tonight to recognize and thank them for their service. Also want to extend our deepest appreciation to our first responders and county employees who worked tirelessly throughout the storm. Walton County Sheriff's Office, Fire, EMS, and 911 dispatchers, public works crews, private towing companies, and many others put in long hours to keep our community safe. Their dedication and professionalism ensured the essential services continued, and we're grateful for their efforts. As we honor these acts of service, there's a list of people I'd like to recognize who went above and beyond to help their fellow citizens. If you're here tonight, please come forward and receive a certificate of recognition. Mike Shatrapa, Mr. Sturgard, Mr. Chaban, Chris Calhoun and Tanya Calhoun, Ryan Shepard, Dustin Shepard, Kenny Douglas, Jay Joseph, Mark Cole, and Michael Bruner. Anybody's here tonight? And if not, we're live streaming this, so I just want to say a special shout out and thank you to those individuals who are helping people on our roadways. And finally, I'll ask Ms. Dee Dee Harris to step forward. And see if Dee Dee's, oh, there you are. Yeah, she's going to give, I guess it's been about a year ago now, the commission created the Walton County Mental Health Task Force, and Dee Dee's going to give us an update and let you know what that task force has been doing.
So much for the opportunity to come tonight and just update you on what's been going on with the Walton Justice Mental Health Task Force. This is the third time that I've come before you, the first being the time that you actually created the task force. I'm very proud of what we have been able to do. We're held up as a model across the state, not just in our region. And what I've handed out to you is just a highlighted report of just highlights that have happened since we've started, and also just some general numbers of what our law enforcement agencies are dealing with on a monthly basis. And then on the back, it talks about a pilot program that was launched here in Walton County going on about a year ago with specifically Loganville, Police Department and Monroe Police Department. And we hope that this year will be the year we can bring on the Sheriff's Office into this program. But instead of hearing from me, I thought what would be very nice is for y'all to hear just a few minutes from a few of our members. So I have invited a couple of our members to come and speak to you just to let you know what their organization or how the organization has benefited from this task force. So I'll ask Heather Allison, there you are, if you'll come up first.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Heather Allison. I'm the Community Relations Director at Piedmont Walton Hospital. We have been involved with the Mental Health Task Force since the beginning. From the hospital standpoint, our emergency department director attends the meetings, and our manager now also attends the meetings. So we have personally really kind of invested in this task force and what's being done. It's really helped us maybe not keep the 1013s out of the hospital, but it's definitely helped with just communication among all the different organizations, all the different agencies. Like, we all know who to pick up the phone and call when we need something. If we have a mental health person holding in our emergency department for a few days and they need somewhere to go and we're not able to make that happen, we've really, Advantage Behavioral Health in Athens has been a huge help to us. All the different law enforcement agencies have just been tremendous. And then also we have been able to work directly with Walton Empowers, another nonprofit organization in Walton County, to develop a memorandum of understanding. So it's a legal thing that we have done through our legal counsel at Piedmont at the system level to be able to bring in their peer support counselors inside the hospital when we have patients that want assistance. They're seeking help for mental health, substance abuse, any of that, they want help. And so we can reach directly out to them now and have them come in as technically a vendor for us and go ahead and connect them with that resource in the community immediately. And I don't think that that would have happened without the Mental Health Task Force. So we're super grateful for that. I also was talking to them at one of our last meetings. We have a new resource tool now called Empowering You. It is part of a national organization called Find Help. And so Piedmont has kind of rebranded that just for Piedmont. It has all the different local organizations in it that offer low and free cost services across the state. And so we're asking that, I've got some cards, I'll put those over there, just to be able to kind of have the county also help us promote this so that patients, community members, everyone is able to find one place locally as a resource where they can go on and find real-time help. So I'll leave those over at that table. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've also asked Major McClung from Monroe Police Department to come up and speak about the task force.
Hey, my name is Major McClung. I'm the Operations Commander for the City of Monroe Police Department. I've been a Walton County resident here for 24 years, and we were one of the first, my agency and I myself was at the very first meeting in November of 2022 when we started the Walton County Mental Health Task Force. I've been a big advocate for the Walton County Mental Health Task Force simply because, like I said, I'm a Walton County resident myself. And as a law enforcement officer here in the city for the last 23 years, and in this county, I have seen that too many of our citizens that are mentally ill are finding themselves in the wrong place. They're either finding themselves in the jail, which is not where they need to be, or they're finding themselves in the emergency room, which also where they don't need to be. And what that's causing. So the whole purpose of this task force was to figure out ways to reduce that and get people out of the jails, which cause taxpayers' dollars to go up when there's an incident in the jail, and get them out of the ERs, which is clogging up our ERs for when they're not needed. And we've done a good job. We haven't gotten completely out of the ER yet. We do still have some coming in. However, we've reduced that number, I think, by more than half. And that's directly related to working with Advantage Behavioral Health down in Athens and the facility that they've opened up down there. They've done a great job opening that up, and it gives a great resource, a place where we can take people to instead of having to take them to the jail or to the hospital. My agency was also one of the agencies that started with the co-responder program through DBHDD on a grant. It cost the city of Monroe absolutely nothing for us to have a co-responder. And what this individual does is one day a week she rides in the car with one of my first line supervisors, which allows them to pick her head on resources that are available because we're cops. A lot of times we don't know what to do with an individual. What do you do with a 14-year-old child that's acting out in the house? They may not belong in the jail. Juvenile's not going to take them into custody, and you can't take them to the hospital. So we're looking for resources for things like that. Well, they can tell us, she can give us those resources, and she can educate those first line supervisors on them, so they will have those answers later on. And our officers, from Thanksgiving till the first week in January, my patrol officers on the street had to deal with 2 homicides and a suicide. So she also provides a resource from officers when she comes in those days, so the officers can talk to somebody about the things, the trauma they've experienced, and the things that they've experienced. So she's that resource also. She's a doctor, and she's very good at what she does. Her name's Porter Jennings. So I found that the task force has been extremely helpful to me and to my organization and to the citizens of Monroe. And that's it.
Thank you.
Is Courtney right here? I don't think she is. We had also asked, Walton Empowers is a nonprofit organization here in Walton County that deals with addictive diseases, and they help people living with addiction to find resources. And also, they are a huge help of trying to get people out of jail who are there for addiction purposes. So they're a big resource to our county and to our sheriff's office as well. And what Major McClung was talking about, that particular program, which is kind of outlined on the back of that paper that I gave you, that is a free program that is being provided to Monroe and Loganville PD. We also hope that the sheriff's office can take part in that too. It doesn't cost the taxpayers anything, and it's an amazing resource for our first responders here in Walton County. If you have any questions, please get in touch with me. And John knows my number as well as my email. If you have any questions about the task force or concerns or anything, I would love to talk to you. And I appreciate you letting me come and let us share with you about the task force tonight. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and our invocation.
Father, thank you so much for this day. Please watch over us and keep us all safe. And please be with each one of us and help us to make the right decisions for the county. Please bless all these young people here and keep us all safe. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, I'm officially calling the Board of Commissioners meeting to order. And roll call, we have one absence, but he has called in. He's been fighting the flu. Lee, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So show everybody present. The adoption of the agenda, we're going to make some changes. Since there's a lot of public here and there's going to be a couple public comments, I'd like to move the public comment right after the, before the discussion. And then we need to add opting out on House Bill 581. It's on there? Okay. All right, I'm sorry, I got ahead of my clerk. So with those, I want to read a comment about our public comments. We value public opinion and are appreciative of those of you who took your time to come to attend today. The rules of decorum will be followed. Each speaker must state their name and address. Each speaker has 3 minutes. and there will be no yielding of time. This is not a question and answer session, and no response from the BOC is required. We will take your comments into consideration and may reach out to you individually to discuss them further. The public is asked to refrain from making comments when not at the microphone, such as calling out, booing, clapping, using foul language, or causing other verbal or physical disturbances during the meeting. Our goal is to ensure that the meeting proceeds in a professional manner and that those who are speaking can be heard. A total time for comments will be limited to 20 minutes. And the first person that signed up to make public comment is Mr. Charles Woods here. Mr. Charles Woods? He was going to speak on the shooting range at Criswell Road. Mr. Bruce Trask?
He's here. Now I get 6 minutes?
No yielding of time. You heard the rules, and you got a good showing. And if Charles comes in, he'll speak behind you, and then we have one more.
Yep. All right. I'm going to skip through some of this stuff that I was going to come up with, but as you can notice, if you all look out here, this is your shotgun team sitting here. All these peoples and fathers and sons and grandsons, so, okay? Now, on the petition, I'm going to give you a few rebuttals on some of the stuff that was in the petition, and I know some of you saw the petition and some of you didn't. But you all know what Criswell Road is, okay? And they have said that they've got some problems up there as far as sound. The field's location is exactly on the other side. The baseball field is in back of it for people that don't know, okay? And primarily, I'd like to address the misinformation that is being spread through this petition with false facts. The fact of the matter is that Walton County purchased the land and had made improvements to it for the sole purpose of the Walton 4-H shooting sporting team. Currently, the land is being used by the 4-H shotgun team, but will also be used, I would know, at the archery, BB, and rifle teams, which is 22 only, no high-powered. And everybody says we have high-powered. The gun range is not, and I repeat, not open to the public. It's private. They say it's open. We do not shoot during the week at all. We only shoot on Sunday afternoons from 2 in the afternoon to 5, and that is it. And in their petition, they also mentioned that it was due, they couldn't get their lack of sleep and couldn't work from home during the week. So if they're doing it on Sunday afternoons, not my problem. I'm going to just skip through some of this real quick. The complaints on the constant loud noise that are causing undue stress and anxiety. The shotgun team currently only practices on Sundays, which I've told you. There are no high rifles. It's all shotgun. You're doing good if you can get out to 70 yards with them, and we're not at that point. There's also been complaints of noise. The noise decibel, we have taken that. It's not even close. If your traffic on your highway is louder than what the shotguns are, we shoot directly away from anybody or any of the housing districts. And from the baseball field alone, it's 1,000 yards. And from the nearest home, it's 700 to 800 yards. Everything is going in the opposite direction. There's nothing but safety. They talked about safety. They have a safety meeting every practice on how to use their guns. They stay them open. They're only allowed to go after when they get to the shooting range with coaches on each stand. The noise levels, I've gone through that with you. The decibels, I won't even, it's not worth telling you how much it is. That's 3 minutes. That's fast. I think I got short.
I think your show of support speaks volumes too, Bruce. And this place was made available to the shotgun team because of the park being built at Walnut Grove, which dislocated the team.
And this has been in existence since 1997, and they've been jumped all over the place. We finally, because of the county, thank God, and the county didn't do this without knowing that there was going to be a safe environment. They would have never bought this for us. Now we
Okay.
wouldn't be there.
All right, let's see if, is Mr. Charles Wood made it yet?
Can I have his 3 minutes?
No. If everyone associated with the shotgun team, please stand up so that thank y'all very much. We have one more public comment that I need to do, and then we'll break and excuse y'all. You can go back home or whatever, and thank you for coming. Oh,
I thought Charles was going to be here. Could I speak on behalf of the other side?
did you sign up?
I did not sign up. I thought he was going to be.
I'm afraid we have to have you sign up. We're not making any decisions tonight. This is comments,
Okay.
public speech.
Well, the water concern was the one that I wish had been addressed.
The water system, there's not a problem with the water system. We're not people with the water system.
All right, we're not going to get into that right now. Okay, y'all can sit down, and Mr. Woods is here, so we'll let him come straight in.
Speaker on. Good evening, gentlemen. I'm here to talk about the firing range on Chriswell Road.
Please state your name and your address.
Charles Wood, 1040 Chriswell Road.
Please go ahead.
Okay. I own the property on the west side of Chriswell Road, probably 900 feet on the border. My property line is approximately 280 feet from the field where they're shooting from. We got a church on Chriswell Road. They have mass on Saturday, have mass on Sunday. We have Calvary Baptist Church on Highway 11, which has service on 11 o'clock on Sunday and 4 o'clock on Sunday. But my main concern is it's so close to the ballpark. The noise is horrendous. Kids there, we have thousands of people come to that park every year, 7 days a week. And their complaint to me is the noise. And it's really, where that's located at, it's on top of a hill, and it comes down through the valley, all the way to Monroe Golf and Country Club. Even people on Fairway Drive is complaining to me about it because they know I live there. And I'm trying to get it to do somewhere else. If you find a little location, it'd be wonderful. I don't think it takes 63 acres of land to shoot skeet on. And that's basically it, you know, it's just the noise. I shoot every Sunday from 2 to 5. Right now, as it is, I don't know about when they start regular skeet shooting, you know. But I shoot every Sunday from 2 to 5. I have grandkids that come to me because they live in the subdivision to ride their bikes because they don't have a place to ride them. And you know, young kids that age it really hurts their ears, it really scares them. And it happened on November the 9th, the first time they actually shot. They was at my house, and it wasn't very well. So I complained about it, and I guess it got out, and everybody said, well, let's try to solve this problem, and that's why we're here tonight.
All right, thank you, Mr. Woods. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. If the people here showed up for the shotgun team would like to leave, like I said, this is just public comment section. So we'll take about a 4 or 5 minute break, and then Matthew Bray will be the next public comment. Y'all can leave if you want to, or you can stay and watch your government at work. I'm not trying to run anybody off, but We're going to try to calm everybody down and let them finish exiting. And when John is, we'll come back into our meeting and let John do the manager's report.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I've got quite a few things to go over, but I'm going to try to do as quickly as I can. Under SPLOST projects, the livestock barn at the Ag Center, the contractor has completed that 5,400 square foot metal building to use as a livestock barn. Facilities Department will be installing lighting and fencing to finish up that project. Additional pickleball courts at Ayers Park. We expect the contractor to start work on February 22nd. We'll then move to the pickleball courts later on at Meridian Park. The Nowell pickleball indoor courts, that project will upgrade the flooring and add access control to the Nowell gym, allowing 8 new interior indoor pickleball courts to be used when the gym is not in use for basketball programs. Also at Nowell, we're doing a roof replacement, and the contractor has installed the new TPO roofing system on the back gym, installed the new TPO roofing system on the front offices, and we will be replacing the shingle roof facade at the front entrance of Nowell. In the water department, we ended December with 18,024 active users. The DOT contractor has begun work on the 16-inch line that will replace our existing lines on Azora Church Road at Highway 81, and the work on Center Hill Church Road is still progressing, somewhat slow, but still progressing. In EMS, the new cardiac monitors that were approved are expected to arrive by the end of the month. We'll be receiving a $12,000 trauma grant from the State Trauma Commission. And our very own Ronnie Allman was elected president of the Region 10 EMS Directors Association, so he'll be serving and representing Walton County in that role. In recycling, we had 1,595 cars come across the scales in January. We received confirmation this week that Keep Walton Beautiful will be the recipient of both the Keep America Beautiful President's Circle Award and the Keep Georgia Beautiful Foundation Governor's Circle Award. We've confirmed a partnership with Loganville Lions Club on another Earth Day document destruction event that we'll be announcing, and received an additional application from Monroe Road, Lions Club to begin participation in the Adopt a Road program. Now, this is some information out of planning that is showing some change from the growth rates that we have been experiencing over the last few years. The total permits in 2024 were down 45%. The total single-family development permits in 24 were down 55% from highs of 2023. And but we are seeing a 14% increase in the number of new subdivision lots submitted. So it seems like we're seeing more of cluster development as opposed to additional driveways down the road. In fire has been active in teaching Narcan classes across the county, and they also ran 6 structure fires. At one point, I think you were out on 3 different structure fires at one time the past month. Fire Marshal has completed 25 inspections, and most importantly, probably taught over 106 high school students through the caregiver program. And this is the type of service. They installed a Life-Tone bed shaker for a deaf family and a hard of hearing family here in the county. So providing some additional services there. In EMA, the hazard mitigation plan meeting that was originally scheduled when it snowed is going to be February 18th from 10 to 1:30 at Hammond Drive. Would like to invite the public to join us for that, provide input. In finance, they're well on their way for preparing the budget, but they've already completed all the W-2s and the 1099s for all vendors across the county. Public Works has updated and gotten approval of the 2025 LMIG, and that's the road money that we get back from the state in order to pave roads. That road resurfacing projects have been approved. They've completed clearing for the parking lot expansion at West Walton Park, replaced cross drains on Thompson Mill Road, and completed our MS4 updates. HR completed our wage market study that we'll be talking about here in a bit. We're going to be meeting with MSI Benefits on employee insurance. And this month we had a 99.4% customer satisfaction rating in your employee health clinic. In partnership with the Walton County Economic Development Authority, we have a grant-funded opportunity. The trailer will be set up at Criswell Park, and we have opportunities for industrial maintenance training. This will go from March 3rd to April 24th, Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8. We're looking for applicants who would like to receive their OSHA basic forklift and Lean Six Sigma CPR, first aid, and AED training free of charge through that program. The jail, our 3 big projects. The jail is moving ahead of schedule and under budget. We have a total completion expectation of August, but we will be able to start moving some furniture in advance of that. Walnut Grove Park is on schedule. We are experiencing lots of rock there. And on February 3rd, we had the pre-construction meeting to kick off the Hard Labor Creek Water Treatment Plant project that'll be built by Archer Western and designed by Jacobs. Two additional things I wanted to bring to your attention. On April 11th and 12th from 10 to 2 at the Ag Center, we'll have a plant sale through the Master Gardeners Program. And I know that several of the different commissioners have been contacted about Marsh Camp Road and Marsh Camp Road. We did some additional look at that, and at some point in time, I think the road was renamed through the sign that was erected, and we have a gentleman by the name of Anthony Camp who brought information, but we also went back and we found the original plat documents to where Marsh Camp, M-A-R-C-E Camp Road, was Marsh Camp Road. And his request to multiple people was to bring back the original name. And we're prepared to do that unless there's any opposition from the commission. We will go through the normal process of notifying all the property owners and doing all the following the set procedure that's through planning department, but I just wanted to let you know we'd be taking care of that unless there's any opposition to that. Other than that, I think that's everything that I have for you that's not covered under other agenda items. I usually try to keep you guys updated on vacation plans and different things like that, and I think that this year I'm going to switch around and visit the Gulf of America.
All right, thank you, John. Matthew Bray, I apologize, I jumped ahead of you. You were going to speak on public comment, and when we took the break, I apologize, sir. You were supposed to went before the county managers, so let's back up and let you have your 3 minutes. And
Sorry about that.
Thank you, sir. Matthew Bray. I live on Hancock Drive, just outside of Social Circle, Georgia, in the southern part of Walton County. I want to ask a question which you probably can't answer tonight, but I'd like to, in a way, issue a challenge to anybody on the board or a member of the public to present the answer to me and the general public as well at any other opportunity. I've heard mentioned many times by applicants, attorneys, and even members of this own board phrases like highest and best use of a property when referring to rezoning requests. And based on some actions I've seen before, there's sometimes behavior that seems that there's an inferred, guaranteed, or as one member at one time of this very board, a constitutional right to rezone property. I've spent many hours of my own time searching through multiple city and county zoning ordinances, even some state law, trying to find mention of what has been spoken about in that regard, in that context as well. I've also read multiple advisory publications related to planning, land use, and zoning, and have not seen that phrasing or any similar idea of that phrasing used in the context of a rezoning request. To the contrary, what I've discovered multiple times is ideas expressed similar to that, but sometimes using different language to describe that any property owner, whether it be an individual or a company, is entitled to use their own property to their fullest enjoyment so long as that does not infringe upon the same rights of adjoining and adjacent other property owners. I've also read many times where caution should be taken in the context of rezoning and land use to make sure that the use of one type of property does not prevent the full and unencumbered enjoyment of the use of neighboring properties. I've read where it's cautioned and advised that there should be levels of transitional use between what would be incompatible types of zoning to provide a buffer of sorts that would help prevent the infringement of rights of the lower level use properties to enjoy their property by the higher levels use of property that likely could create encumbrances or infringements on their rights. I believe that to be a cautioning against what might be considered spot zoning. If any information about supposed inferred or expected or guaranteed rights to rezoning exist and can be produced, could anyone please make it accessible to or inform the public on where it can be found so that we as members of the public and fellow property owners and taxpayers can be better informed and better understand why our own ability to fully and peacefully enjoy our own properties that we pay taxes on, that we live on, oftentimes seems to be overlooked, infringed upon, and sometimes trampled over by others that for some reason seem to have more importance than us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're down to the Planning Commission recommendations.
Okay, this is Z24100006, rezone 2.40 acres from A2 to B2 for an industrial park building to lease. Applicant is Rich Wade. Owner is Wade Nation LLC. The property is located at 2384 Highway 78. This is in District 4. As you guys are aware, the public hearing was held for this in December and was tabled due to some open code enforcement issues. All of these issues have been resolved. There's no longer any code enforcement issues. So, if the board wants to tonight to make that decision. But like I said, the public hearing's already been held.
Okay, since we've already held the public hearing and it's only been 2 months, is there a motion on this application to rezone? Well, I'm not scared. They cleaned up the lot, right? I move it be approved as requested. Is it good? Got a second. I thought mine was going to die for a lack of a second there for a minute. All right, we have most second. Any discussions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Mr. Bradford voted against. Thank you, Lee. Okay, administrative consent agenda. You have on there your minutes, your expenses, 25,000 or greater.
I've got one item just to point out. On the change order 6.6, that is tracking as a change order, but that is documentation of expenses that are part of the project budget. So this is not an increase in the project budget. This is all within the budget. And that's a total tracking amount of $1,671,630.44. $671,630.44.
And the Summit Construction was the cheapest bid for the access road paving.
Correct.
Any questions on those? If not, I'll
I want to,
entertain a
Mr. Chairman,
motion.
I'd like to pull 6.6 out for a separate motion.
Yes, sir.
Pull 6.6 out for a separate motion.
Fiscal agent designation acceptance agreement, partner for family children.
No, the change order.
He wants to vote
Change order.
separately on the change order.
Change order. 6.6.
Okay,
And I'll make a motion to approve the rest of them.
All right, we got a motion to approve through 6.5 and 6.6. Entertain a motion to approve it.
You got to vote on the motion.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. All those in favor of the through 6.5 approval, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Unanimous. 6.6, I make a motion it be approved. It's in the budget.
Second.
You got a second? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Oppose?
I'm going to abstain.
Bradford and Kirkland abstain. All right. Human Resources, the big show now. John, you want to make a couple comments on this, and I'll read the actual resolution, the best part of the language.
Sure. The main crux of what we're dealing with is are some changes to the defined benefit plan, as well as the defined contribution plan for employee health benefits. And these changes are being proposed out of the necessary trying to pull everything back in that was changed in 2019 and being able to move forward and being able to afford this and bringing it back in line.
Okay. Resolution 7.1 is, I'll read, the plan allows the employer to amend elective provisions. The employer wishes to amend the adoption agreement to close the plan to participation of employees whose employment or reemployment commencement date is on or after February 12th, 2025, which is tomorrow. This pension plan that the county has, we are closing effective today. The employees that are in it stay in it with one change. The employer wishes to amend this adoption agreement effective as of the pay period that begins February 24th, 2025, and to increase the rate of the employee's contribution from 2% to 4%. And what that's saying is that the defined benefits plan will be closed and any new hires will go into this next defined contribution plan that we're setting up. All employees that are in there stay in there, but we hope to cut the bleeding of these pension plans. They get very expensive for the taxpayers. So we're honoring the ones that's in it, and we're increasing the employee contribution to help maintain this thing. And I need a motion to do this.
Motion to approve.
We got a motion to approve 7.1. We got a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Passes unanimous. Okay, 7.2 is the defined contribution plan, which the county also has for employees' retirement. There's a 401A and a 457B plan. All new hires starting in the morning, the Sheriff's Department's anxious to hire. We'll have a new 401, 457 plan, which the employee will contribute up to 5%. Will contribute 5% of his salary, and the employer basic contribution will match that. And on the 457 plan, they can put up to 6% of the salary, and the county will match 50% of that. And I need a motion to adopt those.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
You said there's two plans, a 457B and a 401A?
Correct.
Yes.
Where's the 401A mentioned in the resolution? Or should it not be mentioned? Well, it's mentioned at the top, I guess, but then,
It is, it's right up there, see, the ACCG 401A, first paragraph.
but then the 457 is mentioned later. Why are they not mentioned together in the same place versus?
It's different percentages, I know for one thing, but it's all in the same paragraph.
But I'm saying the 401A, where's the percent? Is that the same percentage as the 457B? Or is it different percentage?
No, different.
It's different.
The 401A is a mandatory employee contribution of 5%. They're not going to have the defined benefits pension plan. And then the employer, which is us, will contribute 5%. And then the 457 plan, they can put up to 6, it's no mandatory in it, but what they do put in there, up to 6% of their salary, we will match 50%. And the 401, which is the best of these two in my opinion, they have to be here 5 years to be fully vested.
The only concern I have is that the resolution mentions 401A, but then you get down to the third whereas, then the 457B pops up, and it doesn't, I don't want to be unclear about what this is doing. I don't.
We have,
We have representatives from ACCG.
Is it clear?
here.
I mean, is that clear?
Yes, sir. The 457 plan is not changing at all. That's just where the employee's voluntary contribution would go. So there's no need to amend the 457 plan. All that this resolution does in the adoption agreement, it states that if an employee does decide to put money into the 457 plan, if the match goes into the 401A, but it's still the employee's account. So there's no need to amend the 457. It's not changing. It's just the 401A plan.
But we changed the match part. It is changing.
Well, but that's all handled within the 401A document.
So the 401A covers all that?
Yes. So the 457, the match does not go into the 457 plan.
Okay. I want to make sure 3 years from now that there's concerns about. We've been down this road before.
been there, done that.
Are we sure we don't shadow doubt this covers everything? Mr. Attorney, you guys we good? Okay. All right.
Okay, entertain a motion to approve this plan change.
I make the motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one's adopted. All right, John, you want to make a comment about the Condrey and Associates, and then I'll get into the nitty-gritty?
Sure. Some of these are going kind of hand in hand simply because with the increased requirements of contributions in the defined benefit plan, last year, the commission budgeted for and requested staff to complete a pay and classification study to make sure that we were remaining competitive. We did change the number of communities that we were looking at. Those communities included Athens, Barrow, DeKalb County, Forsyth, Gwinnett, Hall, Jackson, Newton, Oconee, Paulding, and Rockdale. And in order to help the three larger cities in Walton County, we also included City of Loganville, City of Monroe, and City of Social Circle. So the professional firm that has been helping the county remain competitive they were brought in to look at this. Equally, at the same time, the sheriff brought forward a plan that he was advocating for to address issues within the sheriff's department and also prepare for when we were going to be hiring additional staff at the jail. If you were to look overall at the total positions that we have across the county, We have 1,046 authorized positions, 139 vacant positions countywide. 59 of those are in the Sheriff's Department, and 6 of them are in the Emergency 911. Total authorized positions in the Sheriff's Department is 271, and we're almost down 60. Total authorized in E911 is 26, and we're down 6. So that just kind of gives you an idea of some of the difficulty that we've been having. Comparable counties in Newton, E911 operator was making almost $5,000 to $6,000 more. So we attempted to blend the sheriff's request with the pay study and move forward with presenting you some information on what the recommendation is from the Condrey study, and that is to do a pay adjustment that is reflective of the competitive nature of what we're looking at in surrounding counties.
And I want to commend our new sheriff, Keith Brooks. He did an outstanding job real quick. He kind of put the county in a rush. Our study thankfully did come back in so we can recommend for the county as a whole this pay raise instead of creating animosity by trying to put off departments for 4 more months till June. So we had a crash course last week and blending this together and getting it where we can present it to this board, which will be a pay raise. It's a large one, but we are falling behind and we need to catch up. And so I want to take...
I've got one more thing to add, sir. With that being blended together, we realize that part of our difficulty in the 2 groupings that I specifically called out was that for our being able to hire for the jail staff as well as for E911, and one of the solutions that was developed was we're going to be able to blend in the request from the sheriff, but also we're going to realign 911 with the sheriff's office, and that will bring about a higher competitiveness in pay, as well as there's a special recruitment unit that's been developed, and that recruitment unit will specifically target filling those jail positions and E911.
And this pay raise, including benefits across the board, will cost the county $5,103,346. Do we have an emergency going on?
Yeah.
Let's take a
Suspend the
break
meeting.
for a minute. Any EMTs in here?
They're with him. What you need?
You got a fibrillation kit right here if you need it.
Just
And,
hold off on the meeting starting back up.
oh, you got to start the camera. Okay.
No, we need to, we're going to bring a stretcher across.
Oh, okay. We still in break-in. He's good, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we were discussing a pay raise for the county employees. What a time for Morris to excite us all. I think he's going to be okay. Gentlemen, this pay raise is merit-based. It's per Condry's recommendation to keep us up with the counties around us, John, Reggie, the counties. With benefits, it's a little over $5 million, the largest pay raise done since I've been here. And it's well-deserved. And I would like, since I've worked hard on it and Melissa can't vote, I would like to make a motion to approve this recommended pay raise for Sheriff's Department and all our other county employees.
Second.
We got a recommendation and a second. Any further questions or discussion?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
The $5 million is a lot for this time of year. So how are we going to pay for this year, and then more importantly, how will we pay for it next year?
Well, we built up our general fund reserves this last audit to a level that is well above what's recommended. We are at 103% in our general fund reserves. We will have $6.7 million in new growth money, which would offset this raise period, but we got 65 more officers that he's got to raise. And we will finagle this. A couple of the commissioners asked that when we budget that we do not, under any circumstances, look at a mill rate increase, and we can make that work.
Make that 3 commissioners.
Sir?
You said a couple, I said make that 3.
Well, but we'll get to a point down the road unless we keep the growth and can keep, and with growth comes increase in services. But this puts us back in competition with the counties around us, is paying what's deserved to the employees that work so hard for this county. And is there any other questions before I call the vote? If not, all those in favor of this, say aye. Aye. Oppose? Passes unanimous. Got that over with.
I just want to point out too that this will become effective moving forward and be on the first March 12th paycheck.
This starts for you employees that are interested February 24th, so it's effective basically immediately. Be next pay period. You got to give Jennifer and Melissa and them chance to get it all plugged in. New hires, of course, it'll start tomorrow for the sheriff and his staff. Well done, everyone. Thank you. 7.4, request for associate judge for juvenile court. This is a request made by Judge LaMalva. And we talked with the senior Superior Court judge, and he has said this request is justified. Entertain a motion to approve. Are we okay?
I make a motion.
All right, we got a motion to approve this, and we got a motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we have Judge Wright here. He's requesting help too. And associate probate judge. I think the rascal's getting ready to retire one of these days, but we need to approve that request for him. If someone make a motion, or we got a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Oppose? Passes. Okay. Jeff? The change proposal, no, that's Hank. Umpire building.
I'll take care of the.
Take care of those.
I'll take care of them, the ones under contracts.
Okay.
You got 3 change proposals that are all directly related to Walnut Grove Park. The first one is a deduct of $1,000.05. That's the removal of a wall. The second is a addition of $9,024.42. That is revised gas line changes that were captured in an engineering, and those will end up washing out to where they will not be added to, they will be added to the overall project list, but we will be reimbursed for that one. And the next one is the AVL infrastructure add for the Walnut Grove amphitheater. That's in the amount of an additional $51,173.57, but that also will be reimbursed.
So you want to do all 3 of these at one time, correct?
We'd like to, sir.
Okay, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve all 3
We
of them.
got a motion to approve. We got a second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Oppose? Okay, the Motorola Solutions change order is
Yep.
8.4.
Winder, do you want to speak to the Motorola? This has been a long-going project, but she's definitely the best at explaining this one to you.
Okay, the radios that y'all approved for the Sheriff's Department a few months ago, this change order, the amount was separated, which should have been included in that one, but this change order makes the over-the-air by Wi-Fi available. Without this, that section will not work. So the change order is to change the rest of our project, because we have it out for 5 more years with our maintenance agreement, and it changes it with the maintenance agreement each year to include that service for Wi-Fi over those radios.
Okay.
And that will be instrumental in our school resource officer program and the problems that they're having with communicating in the schools. So I would highly recommend this one.
All right, and this one, I've been told, there's some comments have been made by the county attorney, and we make it
Pending final approval.
approval pending the, I make that motion that we approve it. We have a motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes. 9.1, this is a resolution we need to vote on to opt out of the homestead exemption pursuant to what we've been calling House Bill 581. Walton County presently has its own homestead freeze, which is better than House Bill 581 for the taxpayers here. And we need a motion. We've held our 3 meetings.
Can you say that one more time so the few calls and focus the current homestead exemption that we have is better than the one that
Okay. In 2003, Walton County put on the ballot to freeze property values for homestead properties. And it passed, of course it did. But it was only for Walton County. It didn't include the school board. It didn't include the cities that we have. It's just for Walton County tax. And when you file for homestead, your value is frozen. And it cannot go up until you sell your home. Now, your taxes can go up if we raise the mill rate. We just had a pledge not to raise the mill rate here this next year. But it is, it's very advantageous to the homeowner. And this House Bill 581 would bring your values up to last year's value and allow a 3% increase from now on, which is not advantageous to the Walton County taxpayers. So that's why we're making a motion to opt out.
And Mr. Chairman, just to be clear, that 2003 decision was made by the County of Walton. It was not mandated by the state of how we should set our taxes. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say. I believe it was Renee Utterman that got that pushed and got it on the ballot.
And Mr. Chairman, that'll stay in effect until it gets changed by this board or some future board. So that's, I hate to say permanent, but that's set in stone for right now, correct?
That's the only way this goes away is if the state passes something that supersedes counties, which the state can do, or we put it on the ballot and hope the voters would vote to do away with it, which they will never do. So let's opt out of this and keep what we got. We need a motion to opt out.
I'll make the motion.
We got a motion. I'll take the second motion as a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous. We have Northeast Georgia Solid Waste Management Authority Board of Directors. We have a nomination to repeat Kenny Sargent and John Allman to that board. I need a motion to approve.
Second.
We got a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous. Advantage Behavioral Health Systems Community Service Board, they've made a recommendation to reappoint Penny Shirley to that board. I need someone to make that motion. Motion to approve,
Second.
second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll need a motion to go, we've done the public comment. We'll need a motion. Are there any more announcements, John? John, are there any more announcements? He's checking on something. We'll need a motion to leave the board meeting and go to executive session
To discuss.
to discuss real estate.
I make a motion.
We got a motion and a second. If there is any announcement, we'll make it when we come back out of executive session. Let's retire to executive session. We come out of executive session and come back into the regular meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Well, we got 4 votes. We outvoted him before he got here. Entertain a motion to adjourn. There he is.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Go ahead and vote. You vote to come out of executive session? Okay. All right, now motion to adjourn, please.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.